Good morning, welcome to number 28, so stretch and recovery session. I imagine everyone's feeling a little bit sore, as am I after yesterday's. Really tough workout, but last one of the week, so we'll reward ourselves with a stretch and recovery session today. So we'll just begin by sitting down, and we're going to twist to each side. So legs crossed if you can, sitting up nice and tall, and just putting our left arm behind us and just twisting to the side. And just aiming to look over our shoulder and increase the stretch as we become more comfortable. And come back to center, changing sides. And then just moving slowly into downward dog. Pushing through our hands, extending ourselves away. Trying to push our hands away from the mat through our shoulders and pulling our hips away from the ground at the same time. Then just come into high plank position and walking at our calves. And back to downward dog. From here we can move to the high plank, slowly lower into low plank, back up, and back to downward dog. And again. And 2 more times. Then Achilles stretch, so just bring our right foot slightly close to the body and dropping our knees slightly, pushing through our foot. And change sides. Putting both feet down the ground, dropping our knees, and just moving towards our stomach. Just nice and slow Supermans. Pushing ourselves into the ground, holding at the top, squeezing through our core. So pushing your thighs into the ground, engaging your glutes, and holding for a second. Go 2 more. Then coming back into downward dog. Pushing our right foot onto the ground, lifting our left leg up nice and high. And just bringing that through to our stomach as we come to a high plank position and holding there. Turning back to one-legged dog. High plank, knee to the chest, driving up towards our chest. One more. And changing legs. Lifting our right leg, bring it to our chest in a high plank position, and back. And back toward the chest. One more. And hold into the chest. And relax. Coming down to seated hamstrings. So one leg out in front of us, other one bent, pointing our toes towards our head. Aiming to have a nice straight back, just leaning towards our toes, extending the stretch as we feel comfortable. So I heard rumours today that we're supposed to wear face masks everywhere. So I don't know how effective that is from what I've seen, but it's a change at least. And also apparently the hairdressers are going to be opening back up again, which is interesting. But I guess it means I'll be able to get my hair cut finally. The shavers we're in danger of getting a use in a DIY job, so we'll see what happens. Just working on that stretch a little more without pushing it too much. And change. Okay, when in Rome, just stretching your feet out. We're just going to start just by rotating as far behind us as we can before we get into our Russian twist. Just nice and slowly and controlled. Now just going to lift our legs up and try and keep those rotations as we move into Russian twist. Nice and slow, under control. Straighten our legs if we can. Okay, and from here into the quadriceps. So lying down on our left arm if we want to, knees together, taking our ankle and just pulling that directly straight back towards our body. And slowly releasing that. Moving on to the other side. Making sure we're keeping the knees together. And just rolling into the stomach, arms behind us, and locust, so feet into the ground, pushing into our hamstrings, engaging our glutes, and just lifting up and holding. And relax, chest to ground, and up again. and relax, and up, 2 more times, and down, last one up, and down. Coming into a standing position, moving our left leg forward into a lunge, dropping our back leg, and just holding that. Coming up into a high lunge, trying to drive our heel into the ground now. Taking our right hand to the ground, left arm's coming up, rotating, back leg nice and straight. Just trying to open our chest up, take it away from our knee. And bring the arms to the ground, standing up, changing legs, right foot forward, dropping that back knee to a low lunge, keeping head and chest up. Come into a high lunge, pushing that back leg into the ground, taking our left hand to the floor and bringing our right hand up as we extend and rotate. Trying to pull our chest away from our knee. And then relaxing there. And coming back to seated. The knees on the ground. We're going to just take our right ankle over top of the left knee, wiggle our bum to the right a little bit, and then we're just bringing our self down to the left, arm stretched out to the side, making sure we're keeping our shoulder on the ground. Focusing on your breathing. And coming back to centre. Knees to the ground, hips back to centre. Left knee over our right. Moving our hips to the left this time. And dropping our legs to the right. When it's extend the stretch, then we can look over our left shoulder. And coming back to centre. And just coming to our feet. We just come into chair position. So if we're sitting down in a chair, feet about shoulder width apart, we're just sitting down at about 45 degrees. And we're going to put our hands in the prayer position. And we're going to take our right elbow, put it across our left knee, and we're just going to rotate up. So our left elbow's to the sky, holding that prayer position, pushing through our right elbow into our knee, making sure our knees aren't caving in, and we're sitting back, looking out over our left shoulder. Take it a bit further by trying to drive your chest up a little bit, keeping your head in line with your neck. And just coming back to centre, standing up, back into the chair position, prayer, and this time do the other side, rotating around. So making sure our left leg's not moving forward, both our legs should be parallel. Focusing on that rotation but keeping our hips in line. And come back to centre, sitting back down on the ground. Feet together for our groins. Pushing our knees out with our elbow, again trying to sit nice and straight. Okay, then just moving onto our elbows, low plank position. And we're going to do some plank hip dips. So just with our toes on the ground, we're going to sway from side to side, staying engaged through the core the whole time. Working on our obliques. From here, moving into high plank. Spider-Mans. So we're just bringing our left knee up to left elbow, holding for a second, change, right knee, right elbow. So just moving through at a pace that's comfortable for us, holding for a second each side. One more each side. And just coming down into the plank position. And holding that. Again, just focusing on your breathing here. And just lowering the chest to the ground, feet flat, as flat as I can get, arms out in front of us, and Sphinx pose. Again, engaging our glutes and pushing our thighs and feet into the ground. Want to make this stretch slightly easier, just bring your elbows forward more, conversely, back in towards the body to make it more difficult. Just go back to our knees, hands and feet, moving back to downward dog. Really trying to drive your shoulders away from the floor, keeping your hips nice and high. Dropping your knees down and coming to a seated position. Arm across the side. Again, we're trying to stay nice and straight. And changing sides, pulling our arm across. Arms down the sides, and we're just going to go back to that seated twist again. So left hand to the side, staying nice and tall for our shoulders, looking back over our shoulder and just twisting. And come back to centre, other side. And come back to centre, final stretch. Arm down the back, pushing that elbow down the body. Again, aiming to sit nice and tall, focusing on our breathing. And relax and change sides. And then lying down, corpse pose. Again, focusing on your breathing. Hopefully you're going to feel a lot better after this 25 minutes or whatever than we were at this time yesterday. Just looking after yourself. And relax and focus on your breath. And that's us done for today, and I'll see you again tomorrow.